Certainly is good. It's a loss. I've seen it for a long, long time.
Morning, James.
It's August, and summer proceeds inexorably on its journey towards shorter days. It's now a couple of months since the longest day at midsummer, but the days are still long enough to accommodate a 30-mile outing to the remote summits of Ben Alder and Beinn Bheoil to the northwest of the south end of Loch Ericht. 2/3 of this long journey can be done by bike along the good estate track serving Ben Alder Lodge, which runs alongside Loch Ericht before climbing over a pass leading down to Loch Patak. Before we get to Loch Patak, a path leads off to the left towards today's mountains along the right bank of the Clwra burn, which flows into Loch Patak, where it combines with the waters of the Alt Cam and gives birth to the River Patak. We stash the bikes in the vicinity of Clwra Bothy and then walk in the rest of the way along a superbly upgraded footpath leading us onwards to the foot of the Long Leachas, the nearer of the two spurs of Ben Alder, which frame its most northerly corrie, Corrina Leachas. From this direction of approach, the appearance of Ben Alder is reminiscent of the architecture of Ben Louis when approached along the Coninish Glen from Dalree. They are both a magnificent spectacle. We must leave the footpath in order to cross the Alta Bealach Bay. This burn drains the huge cirque enclosed between Ben Alder and Beinn Bheoil, forming a basin filled by Loch Bealach Bay. The lower slopes of the Long Leachas are broad and grassy, but as we gain height, the ridge narrows and becomes more rocky in character. Here awaits a perfect opportunity to enjoy some delightful scrambling before we step up onto the wide plateau. Warm rock and blue sky. It's so good to be here. With the scrambling now over, another 150 metres of ascent will take us to the summit point above the east facing Garth Corrie. Shortly after leaving the summit, we pass through a slight dip which cups the shallow waters of Loch and the Garth Corrie, perched near the rim of the corrie. Beyond here, we start the long descent to the Beinn Bheoil, which separates Ben Alder from Beinn Bheoil. We will lose 300 metres of hard-won ascent before crossing the Beinn Bheoil and starting the climb up to the summit of Beinn Bheoil. We now cross the Beinn Bheoil, which leaves us with a reascent of just under 200 metres to the summit of Beinn Bheoil. A footpath passes through the Beinn from south to north, coming up from Ben Alder Cottage, which is a remote bothy on the shore of Loch Ericht, nestling beneath the south-facing slopes of Ben Alder. Looking northeast across Loch Ericht, we can see Corrivachta Lodge on the east shore, dominated by the mountains of the Dalnaspidal forest behind. These rounded mountains include 4 Munros summits, which are normally climbed from the A9 at the summit of the Dromochta Pass.
Stickless, yes.
Crossing the broad and stony summit of Beinn Bheoil concludes the day's ascent, and from here it is downhill back to the bikes, which we left stashed by the Alt Culra in the vicinity of the namesake bothy on the opposite bank. It has been a truly magnificent day on these remote mountains in the heart of the Highlands.